Hey, this is AJ from Blackhawk Bushcraft bringing you another video. It's been quite some time since posting any content. I've been on a YouTube leave of absence probably for about a year now, just due to life and everything getting busy. But I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I picked up, and I wanted to share it with you or those who may be new to the art of flint and steel. So here I've got my fire kit. I'm just gonna dig in here and pull out what I use for flint and steel. I want to show you something and talk about something. Okay, there's my flint rock. Okay, and other stuff can just kind of stay in there. So here I've got my Altoids tin that I prepare my char cloth in and then just store it in there. And I've got my striker and my flint rock. It's actually not flint. This is chalcedony, but it works great. As you can see, throws lots of good sparks. But I've also got a whole bunch of stuff over here in my other box. This is just another tin of char cloth. And let's see, this is what I'm after. A couple of these, which are C-type steel strikers that have been hand forged. And the way that I grew up doing flint and steel was to use a C-type striker and to hold it just like this with your fingers slightly curled in and your thumb on the top. And you basically will, you take your flint rock or whatever you're using to throw sparks, and the motion would be something like that. Okay? Fingers curled in, kind of wraps around your knuckles. Think of it like kind of like brass knuckles maybe. But that's how I was taught. And ever since I was a kid, a gentleman who was very much into mountain man rendezvous, he had a big black beard, very burly guy. We'd go over to his home and forge throwing knives and tomahawks. I think he actually even did steel strikers. He was an old scout leader. His name was Mark. And just an exceptional, incredible individual that really got us involved in a lot of mountain man type activities and primitive ways of doing things based on how things were done in the past. And this is how he taught us flint and steel. And I do remember as a kid, doing this and sometimes having the striker way too far out and, trying to strike down, and then you grab your knuckles, you scrape your knuckles across the piece of rock and get some bloody knuckles or whatever. And so it did take a while to really refine the art of being able to just, control and strike using the C-type style striker with your fingers curled in, to the point that now it's a non-issue. And there was a video where I actually posted, using a flint striker and different types of rocks that could be used for working with flint and steel, and a YouTube subscriber posted a comment, hey, you're doing that wrong. You're going to jack up your knuckles. You're going to slice yourself up. And my comment to him was, to each their own. This is how I've done it for quite some time. In the beginning, maybe that was the case when I was first learning how to control the striker. But since that time, I've had no issues. I don't have any problems avoiding the knuckle scrape, which those of you that have used C-type strikers probably can relate to, starting out with flint and steel, wrapping the C-type style striker around your knuckles and missing a hit and actually, taking a piece of skin off of your knuckles. But what I found really interesting to his comment is I responded and thanked him for his comment, and that, hey, I appreciate your feedback, but it's really not a problem for me. But there was another gentleman who has a YouTube channel out there and posts content, and it's specifically related to flint and steel. And he commented, and he's like, what you really need to try to do is more of what they would do in Norway and, Sweden, Scandinavian countries, which is a pinch grip, which is in essence, holding your striker, whether it's a C-type striker or whatever you're using, to hold it in a pinch grip and to learn to do it that way, or to at least try to do it that way. And he invited me to give it a shot and see if I thought anything different about it. So I was like, well, yeah, that would be great. I don't assume to know everything. And even though I've done it this way for, years and years and years, yeah, I'll give that a try. Well, there's a lot of other types of strikers, such as this or other laser cut strikers, different types of strikers that are forged. Specifically, if you get into the old strikers and the way that they were forged in Scandinavian countries, they weren't built to really wrap around your knuckles like a C-type striker. Even though they maybe were in design a little bit similar, they weren't made that way. So the strikers were always forged mostly to be able to hold in a pinch grip, which allows you to have better control in a motion, to be able to just pinch it with moderate pressure and to bring it down. Your knuckles are out of the way and it throws sparks amazingly well, and you have a lot more control. So if you're going to do it, even a little bit faster, whatever the case may be, the pinch grip, you're completely away from the edge of the flint rock or whatever you're using to throw sparks, from potentially striking your knuckles against the edge of the rock, which can be very beneficial for new learners trying to pick up the art of flint and steel. So I want to show you what I mean. And this also gives you the ability to really control, in this hand, your flint and your char cloth, to be able to just use a moderate pressure in your pinch grip, a lot more controlled, which results in one catch sparks on your char cloth. So if I grab a piece of chalcedony and get a piece of char cloth on here. So the way that it was done in the past, at least the way that I learned, was to do this. That's not a very good angle. And you throw it, and then there you go. There's a glowing ember right there. So it took, 8 to 10 strikes to be able to do that without much problem, to catch a spark on the piece of char cloth. And just go ahead and extinguish that. And with the pinch grip, however, if I grab this and I'm looking at here and I'm going to just kind of do this in a pinch grip, I'm going to go ahead and put my char cloth up here. Let's turn it around on this side to get a little bit more surface area. And on this edge, let's see, that feels a little bit better. Okay. There you go. That was 3 strikes. As you can see, it does take some work. It's just the pinch grip is so much more effective for throwing sparks than wrapping your knuckles around it. There it is right there. There's another catch. There's another catch right there. 1 strike catch. Another 1 strike catch. Another 1 strike catch. So you're not always going to get it on a 1 strike catch. There's another one right there. And it's just so much easier to just pinch it, moderate pressure, hold it like this, and then just strike down on the edge of your rock. There's another catch. Just a lot more control in, bringing it down. There's another one. And it's basically just this motion, bringing it down on the edge of your rock. There's another catch right there. 2. Versus trying to wrap that around your knuckles, keep them out of the way, and, let's try that again. Okay. There we go. There's a catch. So yeah, having done it with the C-type striker around the knuckles for so many years, and then just taking that little bit of feedback from Mr. Orion, and to just hold it in a pinch grip and to just go down, you just have so much more control with working with your char cloth and your flint and steel to catch sparks than you do with the C-type. Now, there's nothing wrong for individuals learning to do flint and steel this way, one bit. But if you're used to using a C-type striker, wrapping it around your knuckles, and, you know, using kind of the hammer grip with your thumb on the top to try to drive sparks off the edge of your flint, versus just holding it in a pinch grip, even if you're using a C-type striker. There you go, right there. See? Just holding it in a pinch grip like this, it just gives you so much more control when working with the edge of your... There's another one right there. Oh, he's still there. There he is, yep. Glowing. Anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. So if you're into flint and steel, or you're not, and you're looking to get into flint and steel, or maybe you've been doing it for quite some time, try the pinch grip and see how it works for you. You may find that it doesn't work well at all for you, and you may continue to use a C-type striker with your, you know, striker wrapped around your knuckles. That's completely fine too. But it was a interesting little trick that I picked up based on some YouTube subscriber feedback, which I found works very well for me. And don't know that I would ever go back to wrapping a striker around my knuckles, just given the control and higher success rate in one strike catches. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.